Alright, Joe. It was your man DBK. Oh, that's been a while. Yeah, let's leave it going. You gotta know your history. It's been a while. You gotta know your history. You gotta know. I know that people say you gotta live in the here and now. Yeah, that's good. We gotta be present. You gotta know what's going on. But in the way that you know what's going on now, in the now, you gotta know what has happened that led up to now. You gotta know the cause of the effect that you're dealing with, so you can do your own cause to the net and effect next further on. Like, you're at a crossing point of cause and effect. Alright, so you just gotta know your history. You gotta know what has happened. So right now, I just came from work and had somebody say that they're getting mad at Obama. Man, he screwed up everything. But yeah, it's not just him. It's it's the same thing that Bush was doing. A lot of people that have things, and people that are around when Bush was around, still around when Obama was around. They got different positions there, but they're still around. It's still just like a group of people that's still there, just rotating around. Like, Hillary Clinton is still there. Like, how's this girl getting put in politics anyway? Like, she's worse than Monica Lewinsky. Like, her husband got a dick in the Oval Office, and then she's like, yeah, I'm gonna come and be a congressman. Yeah, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm a foreign Secretary of State. I can go around the world now and try and be talking to people. The CSR people, like, all these people know each other. It's kind of weird. So you gotta know your history. You gotta know what's happened that led up to this point. So you're saying that you're getting mad at Obama. Well, there's a lot of people that have been in and out of things and positions around way before Obama, and just nobody's listening. If he's saying like he's not getting anything passed, so you really think they just let him get a job and then like this is as usual? If that's option A, he could be running shit and it's all evil and it's all him and he's running shit, or he has no power. People say, nigga, you ain't doing shit. We got things rolling. Read a speech. Look at one teleprompter. Wave your fist. Look at the other teleprompter. Wave your fist. Back at the other one. Say this point. Alright. And now you whip. And you can see your wife is even upset. She can't hold it now. She's trying to smile, but she don't look no happy no more. I don't know. She probably sick and tired and knows what's going on. I don't know. You gotta know your history. I know what's happened to the letter to this point. You got to know about your own life and how to deal with your own life and process it as is. You got to sit back and know that this is your own experience that you're living now, but yet you are also made of all things that happened in your past. And now you can only go forward, so you got to accept what happened to you and love yourself and keep on going. And basically, if you treat yourself the best that you can, if you treat yourself better than anybody else that you ever meet in a day, you're doing life pretty well. And I mean, treat yourself well. I mean, say nice things. Like that constant little running voice. Say nice things about yourself. Have fun. Notice little things and enjoy whatever it is that you enjoy. But also, like, remember the golden rule is try not to do it and be mad. Think about others as you would think unto yourself. Don't think bad about a person that's doing good. When you're doing bad, think bad about yourself. You know, this is shitty, man. You're an asshole. Why are you doing this shit? Just like to somebody that's being an asshole, you think bad thoughts about that bad and you point it out and let it go away. So, like, if you see some guy picking on an old lady, and an old lady ain't doing nothing to nobody, and if that was you, you would think bad about yourself. Depending on what this old lady did. Well, poor example in my case. Take a little baby with candy. You don't want to be mean to that baby. If you saw somebody trying to take candy from a baby, you stop somebody taking candy from a baby. You say, no, that's bad. Don't do that. Why are you going to take candy from a baby? Yeah. Well, let's go to the person that gave that baby some candy and take their candy. What? That's something else. You get my point. You got to come to grips with whatever has happened that led you up to this point in your life. And acknowledge that it has happened. You can't change it. But yet you are better for knowing it that nobody else knows about what you have gone through. People don't know about your past. You don't have to act on what has happened to you. You don't have to let what has happened to you affect other people's perception of you. You can keep going and be a completely different person and realize that you have happened experiences in sections and periods of your life that don't affect you week to week. If you know your history history, know that something that happened when you were 3 is traumatic, but in the last other 20 years has been great. You can let some shit slide and realize that, like, hey, like, I have more experience. I got a story to tell if I want to tell it now. But now, like, when I can realize my life has been pretty darn good. Like, you gotta know your histories just so you can put yourself in other people's perspectives, other people's shoes. You gotta listen to Dan Carlin Hardcore History. I've been listening to classical music, and this is amazing. Alright, you gotta know your history. Go to Dan Carlin's Hardcore History. It's a podcast. It's a guy just is a nerd about history, and then he'll just break down big periods of time. Like, I just watched him talk about the downfall of Rome, which I've always been curious about, because it was said that the downfall of Rome just happened. Click, Rome fell. Like, I just thought it, like there's a picture, I said Rome fell, and I remember, like, a cartoon picture of, like, somebody played a violin in front of the Parthenon, and the Parthenon's on fire. So I thought that's what happened. Somehow, shit happened, and everything broke apart. That's why all the things are called ruins, because everything got ruined. Like, something happened, boom, and it split, but I didn't know what happened. I didn't know my history. I now know my history. Gotta listen to Dan Carlin's Hardcore History. It's an awesome story. He's an amazing storyteller. It just really just breaks it down in common logical terms. It just makes you think, like, there's a bigger scheme of things than what's going on, than whatever the one person is saying. Like, there could be just one person talking, but there's a system behind that one person that you can't just nail down real quick. It's a weird kind of thing to kind of explain. Like, and then, like, to talk about Julius Caesar. Well, I didn't know Julius Caesar was part of a council, and a council had 3 other members at one point, and then had 2 other people, then had 3 other people. But, like, it's really like a group of people, but acting in Julius Caesar's favor. These people are not really known well in history, unless if you know history and whatever. I don't know, I'm a nerd. But it's like a lot of stuff that's probably said in his name casually, like in the knowledge that I have of this shit, was probably, like, contributed to the other 2 people. But yet, just through simplification, that telephone line and telling a story, things got changed. So, in the way of knowing history outside of yourself, you gotta listen to more than one person's story and balance it out. And you gotta use logic. That's another big point, man. You gotta know some common damn sense. The simplest things first, man. Like, I think if it is possible for somebody to do it, probably is gonna happen. So, like I said, NSA spying on everybody. They set up the internet. They built the internet. Think they're not gonna try and save everything? Oh yeah, now they say, like, all this pre-crime. They've been seeing, like, they've been showing it all up for days, like on cop shows and everything. With they'd be able to pull up somebody's, like, Facebook accounts, and they said something else. Like, Criminal Minds is a great show. They can pull up all kinds of crazy shit on somebody. What is it, like? Minority Report was a good one. Yeah, that's when it started pulling out people's past from vision balls and stuff. Like, oh no, what's the one? No, this is the Shia LaBeouf movie. This is actually a decent movie. Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye talks about shit, like, just from text messaging you, things happen and how interconnected the whole system, global system is. Shit can get fucked up. That was a good movie. I don't want to spoil it because I haven't seen it in a couple years, so I don't want to give it the real plot. Anyway, that's not the point. You gotta know your history. If it's possible to do something, most people are gonna do it. Though, the thing is, like, there's been, if you don't think America's not turning evil right now, don't think that we can't, because countries can turn evil quickly, because it's happened before. And I can see our government is trying to turn evil. I don't like it. This is a better country than that. Like, it's America. You want to alright, good. Anyway, yeah, like, we realize that we have a better military than the rest of the world, but we also don't make anything. So we have nothing to sell the rest of the world besides trash. And what we're trying to sell, get up out of the earth, is more fuel for our spaceship, for our toys. Basically, we're a kid that basically realized that we have a bunch of toys and we need more batteries, so we're just basically going to destroy the whole house to find batteries so we can keep these things flying and playing on Christmas Day. Not really realizing that 2 days later, I want to do everything, we're going to get hungry, we're going to want to eat, and too bad we just broke up everything trying to like everything in the house and destroyed all the boxes of cereals and stepped on and crushed them up trying to find some batteries. And then yeah, we realized, hey, oh man, we're gonna get hungry. What we're gonna do once we can't keep these things flying in the air? Like we could be eating, but yet no, we build runways and asphalts and private land. And yeah, you gotta know your history. Things can get fucked up easily, quickly, and simply. I just want to be vague about it, just because history, like you said, know your history. What history? Like things that have happened. That's what I mean. Things that have happened. That's what I'm saying. What period of history? Where? It doesn't matter, because you look at different parts of history. Back when we were having our civil, like what was it? American Revolution. In American Revolution, China was still having samurais. Japan was still having samurais. They were swinging swords and shit. They didn't know about guns. Like that's ridiculous to me. Like that's basically when we think of like the old legends from like Samurai Warriors or Dynasty Warriors, that video game. Like that shit was still going on back then. Like, so you gotta know your history. You gotta put your whole shit together. Also, the thing, like, there's a lot of stuff going on about the Sphinx, saying that the Sphinx is older than what it's supposed to be. Graham Hancock was saying that it's supposed to be like another 10,000 years older than what it is, which is even more ridiculous. Like, I can even map around my head around the Civil War was like 2 generations ago. That boggles my mind. Like 3 generations ago, possibly. Yeah. Like, hey, whatever. At most 4 generations ago. At most, somebody knows somebody that did something in the Civil War. I'm gonna say that. But your WCBT weather. Yeah, I'm done. I'm driving into this craziness. All right, love y'all. See ya. Bye.